music. And what do I need to do? San Diego. That's where I'm coming in from. And it's on the map, except I don't have it showing totally on the map. Let's move the map over a little bit. There we are. And we have all the good places all in there. Places where you want to go, places where you've been, and places where you're logging in from because we have so many people watching. Anyways, 5 crazy things. If you thought I was going to forget to do 5 crazy things about camping, all right, this is just a little too loud. And number one crazy thing is the IKEA utensil. Hi, Uncle Al. Check out Die Bullfrog 79. Uncle Al has one of the best channels for preparation. This is one of the good things for preparation right here is the IKEA stainless steel utensil holder, whatever. You can make this into a wood stove. You can use it for utensils. You can turn it upside down, have it be a heater. Don't do it in your tent though. And all sorts of things you can do with this. This is share number one for camping. And it's a fun thing to have. Now, another thing that you want to have when you go camping, and I missed something? Miss Key's here. Check out Miss Key's kitchen. And what we're doing right now is Magic Map. And if you log in the city and state that you're coming in from, or if you're a city and country, you could, put that in there too. That'll work. And just seeing where everybody's from. And Andrew, did you? Yeah, I think you did type in London. Nope, not into England. Okay, anyways, so there's the United States. And I still, one of these days, I'm going to get Stream Alive set so that it works perfect on a stream. That was share number one. Share number two is you always need a good hat for where you're going. And this is for my hat for when I go down under. So there's hat. Hat is number two. Always need to have sun protection, ear protection, heat. What do? We lose 1/10 of our body heat through our head. So, and it might even be more than that. And I hope I'm not missing anything. I got Miss Key in here and everybody. All right, good. Need some water. And Miss Key, this is Persona music that I'm streaming the back music from. Now, this is my my toiletry kit that I used to bring camping. And this is share number 3. Now, this is from Amway, an old Amway one. And, you could store things here and you could hang them up and everything. Now, another nice thing, and I think I've shared this one before, so this will be number 4 maybe, is, I spilled a whole bunch of other stuff out here. Oh, this is for waterproof. This will be number 4 right here. Put your phone in there if it's not waterproof when you're going into the shower. Say you don't want to lose it, or you're going out boating, and you don't want to risk getting your phone wet. Now, the other thing that was in there was my tactical towel, which I thought was the only thing in there. Now, what this is the original Magnet tactical towel. And I think we got enough of this, my map. We know where everybody's from, and we're all having a great time. This is a tactical towel. What it is, it's just basically a really absorbent microfiber towel. It comes with 2 elastic holders so you can hang this thing up to dry. I've actually hung this up in a tent overnight, and it will dry on the inside of a tent, even though it's raining outside. This thing, you wake up and this will be mostly dry. not bone dry, but mostly dry. As dry as the atmosphere is. Because if you have 68% humidity in the air, guess what? You're going to have 68 in the towel too. Now, another one that I've graduated to is this well-traveled. Now, this is number 5, and I'm going to have another one that's a special one that I'm really excited about. But this is the well-traveled toiletry kit. I keep my electric shaver in here and my mouth guard in here and my electric toothbrush in here. And it works like a champ. Now, are you guys all ready for this? This is number 6, and it's something that's really amazing. I ordered this not too long ago. It's called a Lotus camp stove, and they just came out with these a little while ago. I got this from AliExpress and comes in a nice little black case. Now, I got the simplest one you can get because I have its sister. This is the big brother, I guess you could call it, for camp stove. And what's done already? You want me to put it back on there? I can. Oh, the 5 crazy things. Oh, hit like. Thanks, everybody. Oh, Uncle Al, you look out for me. You and Andrew, if I didn't have you two, I wouldn't have any fans. Anyways, and Miss Key, you're a great person. And I like going to Miss Key's site. She has amazing cooking. Miss Key and Andrew, both, I live for the day when I see you do a collab. Now, this is a Lotus stove, and let me get this thing off of here so that you can see it better. Isn't that beautiful? It's a little itty bitty butane stove. This is where you hook up the bottle. You just hook it on just like that, and it is amazing. Now, I'm not going to make the same mistake I did with my other stove and light it off for you guys. Remember, my hair was almost gone. But this thing has its own built-in stainless steel radar dish. No, this is actually a windbreaker, and wind screen is more the correct term. But you just fold this up and you leave about a 1/4 inch gap between this and the pot. Although I wonder, I'm going to test this and see if there's enough of an air gap right here to actually let enough air in to keep the fire going when you put it all the way up against your pot. See, I'll give you an example. Although this is not my mug is not a cooking mug, but you can get a cooking mug and just put it on there like that and then bring it all the way in, then back it off just a pinch. And that's number 6. I'm so excited. I can't wait to go out and try this one out. This is probably going to be one of the videos this week. Maybe it'll be a critique on this thing for the camping channel. And number 7, because we always have crazy things. This one, it's not a phone. It's actually a Kodak camera. And it's fun. Yes, Uncle Al, that is one of the, I've been going smaller and smaller this year for stoves, although I did go with the really teeny tiny ones. The thing is, though, if you price out fuel and not Coleman's not the cheapest. The cheapest fuel you get is you go over to restaurant supply store, and these are the exact same canisters that they use on buffet lines. You know, they just have their little butane stoves and they light them off and they use these guys. Yep. As a matter of fact, I think I even charged it up. Maybe I didn't. Oh, I know. Helps if you hit the right button. In here, whoa, that's kind of burnt out a little bit. Maybe if I go back a little bit. Oh, you can almost see it. Something about Trons and having, it looks great on my end, but it doesn't when I flip it around. It just does not want to do it right for you guys. So That is, and it's a cool little camera. It's old school. It's probably only 10 megapixels or maybe 5 even. And it doesn't do too bad in nighttime either, because when I got this, there were 3 recordings on it. And I've also have accumulated quite a collection of video cameras. Oh. I don't know. Uncle Bill tends to collect things. Here's my first video camera. And then we have a couple more when I started to get more serious about this, and battery chargers, because you always need battery charger when you're doing video cameras. And then we have my HF 600, one of 2, because I have this one and I have this one, which is a 400 HF. You can tell I kind of like Canon, and not that Canon's any better or worse than any of the other ones. Everybody's got their own personal preference. And then this is my most recent find, which was an HFR 700. They all look the same and they all take the same battery, except for the Toshiba. And then there's my Canon M50 camera for doing videos. So a few things for doing it. Now, the thing is Uncle Bill's got to get out and do it some more and get a lot more practice in. Anybody got any questions? Let's do magic questions next. And actually, there is one question that I had of everybody. Now, unfortunately, I had it all, and I turned away from the microphone. Sorry about that. I have a question for all of you, and I'm going to type it out real quick and see if I can get this going right. All right, let's see. Interaction. And we're going to do wonder words. And what is my question? My question is, with the weekly, I can't even spell, mailer. Let's move this over to here and let's show on screen what I'm doing. With the weekly mailer, what additional things would you like? And we will go and start this thing off right now. Start the interaction. So just type in there, you know, if you like the weekly mailer. I send it out. I tried to get it out either on Friday or Saturday. The reason why I didn't get it out this week until Sunday was because I was on a hike on Saturday. We went out to Lake Hodges, which is a lake in San Diego. And the thing that we didn't know was that it's a dried up lake at the moment. We've had a really bad drought here in San Diego, and all of the water's been going to Lake Otay Lakes. And the reason for that is because there's the Olympic Training Center there, and they like to have something that they can put their boats in. Oh, Bridget, I saw you coming in here, and Bridget is ducking in here from her chiropractor because she's out to get some chiropractic today, some bone crunching, because there's nothing better than going for a trip to the chiropractor. And if you need, I've shown the book before, Keeping Fit in Your 50s. Excuse me. And it's a DVD. It's one of the best ones for stretching. What you do is you can skip the first chapter on that DVD. And if anybody wants, I can put it out in the mailer for this week, exactly a link of where you can get it. But it's a really good DVD, has a lot of good instruction. And I found it very helpful for, I think I was having either a neck pain or a leg pain that I wouldn't go away, kind of like sciatica. And by getting balance in your body with your muscles and everything, it just made it so much easier. And the pain went away after about a week. So it was pretty good. And I'm glad you guys all like the mailer. And If you have any other ideas of things that you would like to see, like, for instance, camping tips, oh, food tips, like this week, I've taken what Uncle Al has been saying all along, is the fact that we have food shortages. And I remembered something from when I was up in camp, up in Canada, up in Canada. My brain's going faster than I can think. I mean, faster than I can talk. But anyways, up in Canada, I used to go to the canoe camp, and I did it for 5 years. Now, camping was a lot different back then, because these days, and I think this is why people are more dumber or stupid or make mistakes, is because we all have phones and we think these are magic things. This is like, help, Mr. Wizard, come get a helicopter and pick me up. Well, we didn't have these growing up. And if you ran into trouble, you know what? You were in trouble. As a matter of fact, we had one of our campers that had to get flown out when I was on the Des Moines River. Now, that is why with camping, I think that people are taking more undue risks. And we were on the Attawabascat River, which circles back to the food thing. We had everybody except for myself and the guide had flipped in rapids and lost food because we carry everything that we need with us. And because we lost food, we were getting very calorie conscious, especially as kids, because we were probably burning between 3,000 and 4,000 calories a day because it was cold. And we were canoeing a lot. We were doing between 12 and 14 hours a day. So with spaghetti, what a lot of people don't know is that water that you pour off of spaghetti when you make spaghetti, there's a lot of nutrients in that water. If you just take a look at it, I mean, it even looks like spaghetti. So this week, when I was making my spaghetti, I decided I would do the same thing that I did before, and use the water. I put some soup mix into the spaghetti before I drained it, just some chicken flavoring, because I had already put in some soy curls. And Uncle Bill likes to experiment with food. As a matter of fact, last week was all experimenting because I was using the 5-minute chef. Another story. Back to spaghetti. Well, I took the chicken soup, and when I drained it instead of into the sink. Of course, I drained it into another container, glass container, and I used that to thin out my pea soup, which I had made earlier, and it was delicious, and it's nutritious, and it's more calories and more nutrition, and not wasting by pouring it down the sink. So that's the lesson on that one, and saving. Helicopter service cost about $10K. And you know what? That's true. And it happens every year because they're out hiking, they get tired, and they pull this thing up. Oh, I got 3 bars. I can call for help rather than, getting off my tough and huffing it back to base or wherever I'm at. I'm too tired. Come pick me up. And believe it or not, they actually have done that. People have done that. It's kind of crazy. 10 minutes left. And you know what? For some reason, I guess you can't stack these, but maybe they're timing out. Stream Alive is something that I will get to learn. I'm actually going to write them after this because I can't seem to get this exactly the way I want it to be a perfect stream. Like today, they have what they call a run of stream. And for some reason, Uncle Bill, there's some things that it's almost like I need somebody to teach me how to do Stream Alive, because I do the run of stream, and I can't get that thing to run properly to save my life. Now, there's one thing that we can do that I can put in here that I do know how to do. Start a new interaction. Let's go with quick questions. And if anybody's got any questions, I will answer them. I can't say, well, I answer them correctly or not, but I'll answer them. And Bridget, thank you very much for saying 9 minutes left. Now, Bridget, I got a question for you. Are you still at the doctor's? Did he not see you, or are you like on your way home, or where are you? It's kind of like the old car 54. Where are you? Bridget, where are you? And Andrew, like I was saying, Nick was reviewing a cooking channel that had like about 3,000 subscribers. And I said, if they're looking to, get a polished cooking thing, that you are definitely the channel to look at. Nick took a look at your channel and he went, wow, because you have perfect structure on that channel. Me, I'm all over the place. And that's, I almost need to hire a YouTube maid to come along and fix all my mistakes that I've made. And a lot of people have actually offered. And if I really felt like pushing that, paying $500 to somebody to fix it, I probably would. But I don't really feel like paying $500 for something like that. On the way to the doctor's. Oh, cool. So it was a little later than we expected. And glad that I hope that you feel better after going to the doctor's, Bridget. Something about chiropractic. You have some chiropractors that you go to and you feel worse after. And I was lucky enough, my first chiropractic visit, I made the mistake of probably telling the guy that it didn't hurt very much, and he sure made sure that it did. My second chiropractor, I knew not to say that. So he actually was very good at getting things done and making sure that they didn't hurt as much. This is a very strange time to go camping in SoCal. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is because of our high moisture that we have in our air, even though it's a desert, but because we live so close to the ocean, we get like, 60% is a low humidity for us these days. And because of that, when the temperature drops at night, regardless of what kind of tent you have, you're going to get moisture inside your tent, outside your tent, on the sides of your tent. So if you're camping, you're like praying for sun. Otherwise, you're packing up wet. And packing up wet means that you go home and if you pack up wet, one thing that you have to do is as soon as you get home, you go home and you unpack, meaning you set your tent back up and you wait until it dries and then pack it up. If you ever set a tent you might as well throw it out if you're going to pack it up wet, is basically what it really is, because you're going to get mildew damage, all sorts of other problems, especially if it's a non-nylon, if it's a cotton tent, basically is what I'm saying, natural fiber tent. So Bridget's on her way to the doctor's. Dyed bullfrogs up where the water cost, 50 cents a gallon, or was it $5 a gallon? I can't remember. It's pretty expensive up there. And down here, it's pretty expensive too, but not near what you guys are paying. And Uncle Al, Andrew, you're where the meat prices, and I think you had said rice. Rice is insane where you live right now. Prices of everything are going up. Except for the price of Uncle Bill. Everybody should come and see Uncle Bill and Uncle Al and Andrew's Simple Cooking and Miss Key's Kitchen and Virginia. You got to check out her channels too. We're all here for everybody because we're one big community and it's fun. And after this live, if you have your special codes, which went out in the letters. You can join us for the after party where we discuss how we are going to take over the world and YouTube and San Diego and California and the United States. And maybe I'll run for president. And if you believe that part, I wouldn't want that job for all the money in China right now. Wow, what a thing. And I am going off on politics, which you don't want to do. So we will stick back to camping. This is the cheapest fuel you can get for camp stoves, bar none. It's butane, and you get it from a restaurant supply store. You can buy a pack of 4. I don't know what it costs now because last time I was there, a pack of 4 was about $8-9. Now it's probably about 15, but still 4 for 15 is very good. If you pay for, and I think most of it is because look at how simple that is. That's just it just pushes in and then the butane comes out. With the mountain camping stoves, those things have a really weird screw fitting on the top and it's very tight, but you're paying for that extra threading and everything, whereas this one's just a real simple design. And when you're done with it, you throw it in the fire, it'll explode, but you really don't do that. I'm just kidding. Or am I? You'll never know. No. We used to use Raid and throw those into the fire, but we were dumb and we were kids and we were up in Canada where people do crazy things. And we had all sorts of things going on. This is camp week. I probably won't go camping this week because I have so much footage that I have to get edited. The one thing that all YouTubers complain about is you'll find that anybody doing YouTube, if you talk to them long enough, you'll find that they have one thing that they like. They either like being on camera, moi, or they like editing. I don't like editing. It's tedious, long work. And if I was more polished on the production end, then the editing end would be a lot easier. Anyways, have a great day. Stay tuned. Check out all the other videos on this channel because there's a ton of them. If you want to learn how to cook, camp, create, critique, or climb, or Lumosity too, check out my many channels. There's all sorts of things to watch. Love you all and have a great day. And stay for the after party because as soon as I shut this down, I'm staying around. All you got to do is log in. As a matter of fact, you can log in right now. We'll see you then. And it's a double click out of here. 1 and 2. Thank you everyone for watching and you have a great day.